Hello, this is Lucia Arden. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm a presidential advisor, and I've had been for years. I'm the one that brought President Trump in the beginning to make everybody aware with the Christian and Catholic vote and the people in California across the United States. It's in my book, Arden to Give to the World. And I'm the one that told about to check all the offices and many things. I'm a presidential advisor, and I have been. I am so excited and I'm grateful, and I'm not trying to get points. I'm trying to come together to show my work because I'm independent and I'm an advisor, and I would like to work directly on the team. You could look me up. And I'm grateful because I do pray. I do pray. And it took them a long time, Lucia Arden, for them to realize that my prayers have significance. And so it was hard for them to grasp in the beginning. And I have to say, in prayer, I felt that it said, be patient. So I want to show you something so exciting about something very serious about the international business. Here it is. And I'll show you in my book where it's shown also. See, President Trump and the team, his team and myself. I'm a presidential advisor that's written down because they got my information before President Trump got in. My information was taken and given, but I delivered it anyways because it is for the people. But because I have to deliver my information right away, it's an emergency. At the point I need exchange of a business existence. So that's what I'm here to ask, to show, to prove. But because I'm an independent, so I have to prove, because this is my interview. These are my interviews. So when I apply for a job, they see my work because they might not read my whole book or any of the book because people don't read sometimes. Okay, let's go. I want to show what President Trump did and the team. Here it goes. Now watch this. Watch this. I told them to do international business. Here we are. Here we are. This is in Thread. I'm in Thread. And here we are. This is beautiful. I asked for this. I asked years ago. I did. Because I told I want Saudi Arabia to be with us. I always wanted a job in Saudi Arabia. My nephew, he worked in Saudi Arabia as a nuclear scientist. And I've always respected the king and President Trump, of course, and the king. See, now I want to show you something. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Look, they're together. See, see that pin? God gave him the light of the pin to do justice, coming together to protect nations, coming together to restore justice for both peoples, all lands and lands of the G7 and the people that were working together. There it is. There's the king, and there's the president, and there's the chairs in between the two flags. They support. They're at the table. They're at the table of truth to bring justice. And your sister made sure that this was documented. And I kept on asking because I respect the king, and I respect what he does, and I respect President Trump. And I know because I've been working on this for years. There he is. They're coming together to bring protection and business, so we don't have to be concerned about the BRICS and all the new developments. See, we have everything we need at our fingertips. By that signature is the signature of the pin of the flame of God to bring truth, to bring justice. There it is. And President Trump just got to it. How long? He's only been president for so long. Because he has a team. He knows how to choose people. He knows how to make decisions that are the highest justice. But highest justice, sometimes it takes precipitation. Sometimes it takes restoration. There they are, all the people together. And I'm right there in spirit and love and justice. There it is. There it is. Thank you, President Trump and King. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm right behind him. There I am with him in the spirit of love. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I want to show you now my book that shows that we need to come together in truth. This is my book, Arden to Give to the World is my first book, but this book here talks about In God's power, America save our legacy. And this right here, it shows about the commodity. I pleaded and pleaded to stop the war in Putin. They were able to negotiate. And Hurricane, we spend so much money. All RFK tells us that the homeless, all the homes could have been built for USA, but because they wanted to make war under Kamala and Biden and the elite communists and secret people to take down America, and because they wanted to make money on military tools. But we need to bring that down right away. And whatever they chose or whatever Zelensky is saying he does, we need to forgive and get on and make a peace treaty now. And we need to get that monies, and I ask to make the monies for the commodities and ask him to pay through commodities and land easements. And so we'll be fine if we do these things. But here it is. And then they also, because of their also, that's why we need these international businesses. Why didn't he go? And Biden went to Israel, remember, but he couldn't do it. And I asked to come with him or have President Trump come, but no one, he wasn't able to make a deal, the poor thing. You know, and I asked President Trump to go with Biden, but Biden wouldn't listen. Remember, he went to Israel to try to settle things out, and he stopped the oil, and many people lost their jobs. The small oil leases were all lost, small companies, and all the scraps until President Trump opened up the oil wells again. But I want to show you the trade. So the elite communists will control the financial situation where you live and trade business. If we do not build small, large business and bring international business back together. And I've been working on this for many, many years about this, but this in particular, I'll show you my work about, because the dollar, the BRICS, okay, honey, you know what the BRICS, people didn't know before, but I studied under Jim Rickards in the Paradigm Press, and he used to work with the government. Maybe he still does, but he taught me about the BRICS, and I knew early on that under the Paradigm Press that the BRICS were 53 countries that shared to trade not the gold with the dollar. They trade with their currency, and there's 123 countries that want to trade. So we lost that dollar. Do you understand? We lost the dollar. We dropped it, but we're coming back together. And even though they don't trade their gold and silver and all their commodities and oil with the dollar, they trade. So we lost that service that we have, and we spend the most money, 900 and something thousand billion we spend on imports. So that's how we get money through our services when they exchange the oil. Are you with me? With the dollar, but not anymore. But we're coming back together, okay? We're coming back together, and because I asked and I begged the deliberation when I knew there was BRICS that Saudi Arabia would stay in, okay? That Saudi Arabia would stay in, and I'll show you. And that they would stay in to work with us for the trades, because otherwise it would be very difficult, because Saudi Arabia is a powerhouse. Those two men are powerhouses. So we need to come together and make sure we protect our nation and have businesses and international business. And see, and United States is the European, has the largest partner also, which is affected by this. This said 55%, but it was 70% when I looked it up, because looked it up this year, that United States gives 75 or 70% of the business of EU, and that's why President Trump had to make fair tariffs. Are you with me? But let's go and show you this. Let's show you this. That I asked to have Saudi Arabia come in and make sure that Saudi Arabia will be with us and stay with us and make sure that we work together and negotiate. And there's that peace treaty right there. Right there. We don't need, they can enter different contracts with money, with military business spend on war tools would cost so much. We can negotiate with trade and tools of tactics, which that's what I asked in with Hurricane in Russia. With they need and President Trump signed that. But let's go on. I want to show Saudi Arabia. So let's go. We need to be we need to be a self-sufficient nation, but we need to train our children for the future. Their education has to be self-sufficient nation. So let's look up that so I could prove to you that my work is in line with President Trump's work. See, Saudi Arabia, they make the top monies. They're a top company, and so we need to integrate with them. We're so grateful. I'm so grateful that he came on our side, with our G7. In Saudi Arabia, oil is posted the highest net revenue of any company in the world, with profits of $300 billion in US dollars. They have the most profit, but we spend the most money. We have the higher consumer, so we need business. Do you understand? Because they're not selling the oil with all the other countries except the G7 and commodities with the dollar. They use their own currency, and let's go on to find that to show you where I document it. The top 10 wealthiest corporations is Saudi Aramco. Crown Saudi Prince, there he is, Mohammed, which I asked to help us. Okay, here it is right here. Here it is. Saudi Arabia has not yet responded to the invitation received on January the 1st, 2024. He just had a representative go to the BRICS, but they didn't go into the BRICS. So we're going to be fine because everyone was shaken, but we're going to be fine. We're bringing back small, large business. We have many jobs. Now we have a big business out with Saudi Arabia, and this is the international business that we need. See, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United States is our G7, okay? And this is what I was asking. Not Saudi Arabia didn't come into the BRICS. See, when I found out about this, I pleaded to have them not go in with the BRICS. I pleaded. It shows in my podcast about, and I don't think they're a part of the BRICS now. This is before this, because remember, this book is written before November, before President Trump got in. So we need to be careful. See, the G7 and in the other BRICS, we have to be careful. Even though we might lose the dollar in income, we're going to come back because we have powerhouse international business. When we work together with international business, where I showed you this, international contracts, liquid gas, commodities, international and nationally, this is what we must do. Big corporate and Brits, international diplomacy. These are all the things that we need to do. Safety imports, all the things. This is my book. Even though this book has a Christian title, it's a political book. Jesus, when he came on the earth, he was political. He was a revolutionary. So we need to get together and come together and be grateful that our brothers from Saudi Arabia, they did not go in with the BRICS, and we're coming together with big business. Thank you so much. This is Lucia Arden. See that? BRICS. This is Lucia Arden, and I pray for our beautiful Brazil, that they'll come together with a new president. Their president is much better now. He was in surgery for a long time, that they'll vote him in. He's a more conservative, and that's another point. So because China has come in there, and it's very serious. So this is Lucia Arden. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your time. Our Need to Give to the World is my first book, but this book that we just talked about here is In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy. In God's Power, countries save our legacy. And this is what I asked. I'm so grateful. Please look me up and call me or email me at luciaarden@hotmail.com, or you could see my website, lisaluciaarden.com. And I'd be happy to work with you. I'm a speaker, but I'm also a counselor for individuals, families, and also countries and communities and CEOs. And also, I have 20 years in pharmaceutical, 20 years in medical practice, and also science, philosophy, and now I'm asking everybody to come together and work together in love and justice. Okay, thank you so much. This is Lucia Arden.